It is game night for hockey fans. The Toronto Maple Leafs are preparing for a crucial must-win matchup against the Panthers. And for the first time in years, Scotiabank Arena will open its doors for a viewing party.
Another jury is dismissed in the Hockey Canada sex assault trial. This after jurors accused the defense team of judging and making fun of them. We're going to have reaction from the legal community tonight.
And what are you doing this long weekend? The weather is supposed to be great and the patios are open. We're going to walk you through everything that is open and closed, and we'll help you navigate the busy drive.
This is Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
And I'm Lena Latafat. Thanks for joining us and welcome to Live at 5. Well, traffic troubles on Highway 400 because of a group of escaped cows near Newmarket.
Yeah, Chopper 24 was over the scene. This is at Highway 9. One of the cows can be seen charging at an OPP officer who just barely gets out of the way in time. The cow then walks into traffic, causing one driver to quickly hit their brakes. Police then decided to block traffic in both directions to corral the cow, which they were able to push off the highway and into a nearby field. OPP say that 2 cows have been corralled. 4 others remain in a field west of the 400. And for more on this afternoon's adventure on the 400, as this long weekend gets underway, we go to OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmidt. Sergeant Schmidt, I'm glad you smiled because that was the suggestion of Ocean, who
works in our control room.
Yeah. He told me to do that.
All right, that's fine. It's been a wild day here right now. You can't make this stuff up. The unofficial start of summer, Victoria Day long weekend, traffic's going north, and we got half a dozen cows running up and down the highway. It was crazy, and you see the videos from that, the visual. We had officers, we got the owners of the cows, we got animal welfare here as well, just trying to figure out what to do with these creatures. They're scared, they're shocked, they're exhausted. It all started early this morning, apparently, when they got out of their corral. Apparently, they got spooked by weather, lightning, thunder, potentially. Not 100% sure on that, but around 2 o'clock is when they made their way over to the 400. And you can see the one cow just behind me here right now, which has finally found some shade and is taking a break. But they were running up and down the highway through construction zones, across the highways, into traffic. It really was crazy. And, it's a pretty dangerous situation. These animals were charging officers, and they're huge, they're massive, and so obviously all the campers, the boats, the trailers, and everyone trying to get to the cottage, certainly got their eyes a load of distractions here when they came between Aurora Road. The cows made it up to King, and actually we're now at Canal Road. You can see the ridge, the vegetable gardens here behind me here in the Oak Ridges. It's been a very busy afternoon for the Aurora OPP here. Yeah,
a wild afternoon, that is for sure. And we see that cow behind you sort of relaxing. Sergeant Schmidt, can you talk about the...
Now it is.
Yeah, now it is. Can you talk about the police work that is needed to safely corral these animals?
We're not cowboys or cowgirls, or we're not trained in that experience. We're just trying to encourage them with our vehicles to keep moving in one direction, but all of a sudden they change their mind and they're going the opposite direction. And I was standing out in front of the cow for a while, and they came running towards me, and I hit the concrete wall there pretty quickly to get away from them. But these cows were jumping right over those concrete walls, jumping through traffic, up and down through the grass, through the ditch. It was unbelievable. The farmers were here with ATVs or their cow trailers, trying to wrangle them up. We got 2 of them in the trailers, and there's still 4 outstanding. 3 of them are on the west side of the 400. Somewhere in the bush, so we're actually trying to locate them. And this guy or girl here behind me, sorry, was just
oh my goodness,
is just. Yeah, so there was quite the bit of action going on here in the field there just a second ago, and it's this cow is waiting for a little bit of relaxation, because they've been stressed out here for the last couple hours and not knowing what's going on, trying to go back and forth. It's been a wild day on the 400.
Sergeant Schmidt, did you guys really label one of the cows as being uncooperative?
Yeah, this one right here. He was the one that I think even the farmer, he's getting up right now. You keep your eyes on him. Let me know if he comes. Yeah.
You may want to turn
usually
around.
you can kind of make some noise and
He's kind of on the move again.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do there. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
what is that? Let me talk about the fact that you still have a couple of animals on the loose. You're looking for some of the cows. What is the night going to look like then, from an investigation and rescue standpoint, Sergeant?
Well, yeah, that's the challenge. We're trying to locate them right now, and if they were to come back on the highway, particularly at night, it's like a moose or a deer. You don't see them until it's too late. And these are 1,000-pound, I don't know how heavy these cows are. They're big beef cattle, and they would cause significant injury, damage. We could have tragedies here on the highway if a car was to plow into a cow on the highway. We actually have seen this in the past. It's not unprecedented, but I know the farmers are looking at their options right now to see what they want to do with this cow and how they're going to get it off of this private property and back to the farm where it belongs and get treated. So it's been certainly a wild Friday here. Nothing that I would have expected here. I'm looking for boats and trailers and campers and kids excited to go to the cottage going up north, but now we're dealing with lots of other issues.
Yeah, what a crazy way to start the long weekend drive.
Yeah, and all jokes aside, a very serious matter if, Hart.
Got to make sure everybody's safe. OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmidt with the latest on the situation on the 400. We so appreciate this, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thank you very much.
So the OPP watching this situation very closely. Our traffic specialist, Adjoa NCAA, blah, blah, has also been watching the situation very closely.
You know what I have? It's been almost like a three-ring circus out there on the highways, people trying to make their way to their cottages, to their homes, and also dealing with a lot of traffic. So this is my northest camera I have on the northbound lanes of the 400. But if you're trying to make your way north into Vaughan, the delays start from Rutherford. They do continue pretty much all the way up to Highway 9 and get a little bit of a break. That's where those runaway cows were. And then further north, it gets busier as you head in towards Barrie. The good news, the cows, as we heard Sergeant Smith saying, that they're not on the highway. They're off the highway. But again, if it does become nightfall, this could become a little bit of a dangerous situation. But right now, the sun is shining and no cows on the roadway. We had problems on the eastbound lanes of the 401. They were at Renforth. It was a collision in the right lane. Looks like my camera went out through here. But I can show you the Gardner, which is very slow as you head into and out of the downtown core. It is rush hour to be expected. Problems I can't see are happening up through Hamilton on the westbound lanes of the 403. This is right at Waterdown Road, so the border of Hamilton, Burlington. It is the two lanes that are out following a serious collision. I'll send it back to you both.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
Well, it's win or go home tonight for the Leafs as they take on the Panthers in Game 6.
CP24's Artis Zakarian is live in Maple Leaf Square, where anxious fans will be gathering once again. What's the energy like where you are, Arda?
Well, you can feel the anticipation in there. I'm just in the air. I'm actually just standing where the lineup begins to get inside the tailgate party at Maple Leaf Square. The doors open at 6 o'clock, but of course, anxious fans are waiting outside. With me right now is Matthew. Matthew, how are you feeling going into Game 6?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, last game was a bit of a disappointment, but I'm pretty confident going into the tailgate for this game. I'm pretty sure if we pull it together, we can win tonight.
So you're dressed as a
clone trooper.
Trooper. Okay, so are you ready to take on some Panthers then?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for this. I want to bring in Hannah and Emma. So how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling a little nervous.
Go ahead.
I'm feeling a little nervous. I was at last game, a little bit of a disappointment, but I'm hoping for Game 6 these guys can push through.
Honestly, I'm feeling nervous too, but I think they can do it, and hopefully they can win it,
Okay, so what lesson do you think we learned from Game 5 that we have to bring into Game 6?
More passion and more fight. They haven't been able to pull out that passion lately, but if they bring out that passion, that fight, and know where their players are, I'm sure we could win this game.
Emma, what do you think?
I think that too, and then also in the corners with the puck, they often lose that puck. So I think they need to get that puck in the corners, and then
Is there a certain player that you're looking at saying you need to bring it tonight?
Matthews, come on, Matthews, you're our captain. Let's do something. Come on.
Amazing. Are you guys looking forward to going inside? You've never been at the tailgate.
I actually won tickets for Game 5 on Wednesday, and I've been trying forever to get the tailgate gate tickets. I won the war, so I'm excited to go in there and cheer with a crowd full of passionate fans.
That's amazing that you won. I know it wasn't the best game to win, but still.
It was awesome. You know, I've been trying forever to win those tickets, and thank you to Ford. They were able to give me some tickets, so it was a pretty great experience with my dad.
Okay, that's so nice, and now you get to go inside and have a different kind of experience here at the tailgate. So there's going to be lots of different activations, of course, prizes to be won, even tickets. Usually they give tickets away to go inside the game, but obviously there are no tickets for tonight. But there's also a watch party that's happening inside Scotiabank Arena as well. That gets underway at 7 o'clock tonight, and the doors open here at 6. Back to you.
Arda, thanks so much. And let's talk more about that viewing party with the Leafs on the road tonight. There are a couple of options if you're a fan, and that includes watching from inside Scotiabank Arena. With more on that, let's bring in CP24's Melissa Duggan. It's pretty cool that MLSE is doing this, opening its doors.
Definitely. They're telling us, Arda, that it's been more than a decade that they've offered this kind of in-arena viewing party. I want to tell you where I am right now. Arda is basically just a few steps from me in that direction outside. Inside here, I'm just in front of the doors at Scotiabank Arena. I was just talking to security, asking them when they're expecting people to start lining up. They're thinking about 6:30 or so. Doors opening here at 7 o'clock. Of course, puck drop about 8 o'clock tonight. Thousands of fans expected to turn out for this pretty unique experience. $15 a pop to get inside. Probably the only Leafs playoff game I could afford a seat for at this point. So you could also kind of experience what you would normally get at a game. There are concessions, that kind of thing. Natalie Morris actually going to be singing the anthems live inside as well. Darcy Tucker, Wendell Clark, they're going to be doing a talk ahead of the game too. Getting fans warmed up, telling them what to look for, that kind of thing, giving, of course, their hockey insight into what's going to be going down tonight. And I've been checking on Scotiabank Arena's social media throughout the day, clicking on their link that they have to Ticketmaster to see about tickets. I was surprised there were still tickets available up until pretty late this afternoon. Moments ago, just checked again, it is sold out for tonight. So this is where we're expecting thousands of fans to turn out. They've got the infrastructure right now set up for that big lineup. Just giving you an idea of how many people we are expecting here. Lots of sports fans in the city right now, too. A lot of Jays fans, of course, milling around at this point as well. Of course, Leafs fans will be keeping a very close eye on this game tonight. We're excited to see what it looks like inside, too, just what the whole experience is going to be. I understand there's going to be face painting, there's going to be a photo booth, some prize giveaways, that kind of thing. So really trying to bring the spirit of the game alive here and hoping that all those cheers from inside Scotiabank Arena is going to bring the Maple Leafs back for Game 7 on Sunday. That would mean that their Stanley Cup dreams are still alive. And same goes for fans. Back to you guys inside.
All right, CP24's Melissa Duggan. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Melissa.
Well, with that, it's now 5:13, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
The Victoria Day long weekend has arrived, which means fireworks at Ashbridges Bay and Toronto police on patrol. More on what to expect if you're staying here in the city. That's coming up.
A teen girl has been sentenced to probation after pleading guilty to manslaughter in a deadly group attack on a homeless man downtown.
The judge says he took into account time the girl had already spent in custody and the unlawful strip searches that she underwent. The girl was originally charged with second-degree murder in the death of Kenneth Lee. 7 of 8 girls arrested in the case pleaded guilty to lesser charges. One girl is expected to receive a verdict later this month after concluding a judge-alone trial on a charge of second-degree murder.
And the city is going to be putting on the annual Victoria Day fireworks display at Ashbridges Bay Park Monday.
CP24's Steve Ryan joins us live with the preparations police are making for the large crowds that are expected. This is a huge undertaking, Steve.
Yeah, there's a lot of work, Galina, that goes on behind the scenes when it comes to preparing to manage these large crowds. And typically, Ashbridges Bay, that location, fireworks, Victoria Day, it's a family event. And the goal that the police have in their view is to make sure that it is safe for everybody. So there's going to be a large police presence in and around Ashbridges Bay Sunday and Monday going into 10 o'clock p.m. So we heard from Toronto Police today their plans to increase uniform patrols. ATVs will be on patrol. The horses will be there, and there'll be a significant police presence to ensure that everybody has a good time and that it is done safely. Now, there are bylaws in place that the police reminded us about today. Number one being that you can't have fireworks, your own fireworks, on the beach property itself, and there is no alcohol allowed on the beach property. And the police will be enforcing those bylaws, and they will investigate any other provincial offenses or criminal offenses if they witness them or if there are any reported. So there was two messages being sent to the public today by the police. Number one, reassure the public that the police will be out in full force to make sure that everybody has a good time, and letting those know who may want to show up and use fireworks as the old water guns and shoot them at each other like they're shooting water at each other. The police are going to investigate those actively. If not that night, they certainly will do it with detectives days to come. Here's more from the Toronto Police we heard from a short time ago. Let's listen.
The Toronto Police Service is working with our city partners on community safety plans, including the Ashbridges Bay fireworks show taking place on Monday, May 19th at 10 p.m. A variety of police resources will be in place at Ashbridges Bay and Woodbine Beach starting Sunday, May 18th until Monday. This is including the mounted unit and officers on patrol on foot, ATVs, and bikes. Police and bylaw officers will also be patrolling the beach day and night.
So the fireworks start at the 10 p.m. on Monday, but the police, as the officer said, will be in full force. Their presence will be visible starting Sunday, and parking enforcement will also be out and about. So be careful where you park your cars, because you will get tags, and depending on where you park, your car could be towed as well. So back to you guys.
Okay. Coming to us live from TPS headquarters, CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan. Steve, thanks a lot. Well, there's a lot to do this long weekend around the city.
Yeah, it's going to be busy. Cafe TO officially kicks off this weekend with more than 280 curb lane patios, 550 sidewalk cafes, 700 private patios taking part. The outdoor dining program runs through October, offering residents a chance to enjoy the city's food scene while supporting local restaurants and bars.
And the Toronto Island Ferry begins running on a summer schedule today. Service begins at 8 o'clock in the morning, the last ferry coming back at 11:45 at night. Bike Share Toronto is also launching 4 stations and 250 bikes across Wards Island, Centre Island, and Hanlon's Point. That's happening today. Officials say that bikes must stay on the island and that they are not permitted on ferries.
And the Toronto Zoo, Riverdale Farm, and High Park Zoo will also be open during the long weekend. For a full list of activities and everything that's open and closed, head to our website, cp24.com.
And right now it's 5:19, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
The sexual assault trial of 5 former World Junior hockey players will now proceed by judge only. We have the latest details and reaction after the dismissal of this jury.
Okay, for the second time, jurors in the sexual assault trial of 5 former World Junior hockey players in London, Ontario, have been dismissed.
CP24's Sija Liu joins us with all the details and reactions. Sija.
Lena Bakari, the trial has resumed, but this time with only a judge, no jury. This comes after jurors complained that 2 of the defense lawyers were acting inappropriately. As a result, today, the judge in the case, Justice Maria Carosia, discharged the jury, but she did not give a reason. This is now the second time in this trial that the judge has dismissed the jury since it started in late April. Over the past 3 weeks, we heard from multiple witnesses, including the complainant known as EM. She testified for 9 days about an alleged sexual assault at a London hotel room in 2018. The 5 players accused, Michael McLeod, Alex Formenton, Dillon, Dube, Foote, and Carter Hart, have all pleaded not guilty. Now, this latest turn of events happened yesterday after a juror passed a note to the judge that outlined concerns with Dan Brown and Hillary Dudding, who are the lawyers representing Alex Formenton. That note reads, multiple jury members feel we are being judged and made fun of by lawyers Brown and Dudding. Every day when we enter the courtroom, they observe us, whisper to each other, and turn to each other and laugh as if they are discussing our appearance. This is unprofessional and unacceptable. This morning, Justice Carosia called in the jury and dismissed all of them. That means this case is now proceeding with only a judge. In a statement released by Formenton's legal team, denies the allegations made by the jurors, calling this an unfortunate misinterpretation. Part of that statement reads, "No defense counsel would risk alienating a juror, and nothing could be further from the truth in this instance." It goes on to say, "The very idea of counsel making light of a juror is illogical and runs directly counter to our purpose and function." Earlier today, we spoke to criminal defense lawyer Joseph Newberger. Here's his take on the situation.
Sometimes, certain things that you're doing, somebody can misperceive. And that's just the way it is in human nature. Somebody might think something was disrespectful or inappropriate when it was not meant that way. And we see that something happened here. And of course, the defense team just wanted to get out front and say, certainly not our intention at all. I'm not sure what has leaked to spark that kind of statement, because I don't remember a statement like that coming out in my career. But in any event, I agree with the sentiment that's expressed in the statement. They would never, ever want to alienate any member of the jury panel.
And this case resumed this afternoon with more testimony. And Lena Bakari, it is still far from over, with dozens of witnesses still set to testify.
All right, Sija Liu, live with the latest developments in our newsroom. Sija, thanks so much for this. It is now 5:24, 27 degrees out there. You're watching Live at 5.
Rihanna releases new music for the first time since 2022. We're going to have more on her new song, which is featured in an upcoming film. That's next.
Welcome back. Rihanna has released her first song in 3 years.
A Friend of Mine is part of the soundtrack for the upcoming Smurfs movie, in which she voices Smurfette. And the last time she released a song was in 2022 for the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Smurfs is out July 18th.
5:28, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
And Leafs fans are eagerly and anxiously awaiting puck drop as Leafs face the Panthers in a must-win game tonight. We're expecting another busy night at Maple Leaf Square and inside Scotiabank Arena. More of this evening's festivities coming up. All right, it's game night for hockey fans. The Toronto Maple Leafs are preparing for a crucial must-win matchup against the Panthers. This is a live look at Maple Leaf Square. It should be packed with fans later this evening. And for the first time in years, Scotiabank Arena is opening its doors for a viewing party.
Another jury is dismissed in the Hockey Canada sex assault trial. This after jurors accused the defense team of judging and making fun of them. We'll have reaction from the legal community tonight.
Plus, House, they were on the loose on Highway 400 this afternoon. We're going to tell you more about the chaotic moments leading to their rescue.
You're watching Live at 5. Joining us, I'm Lena Ladifat.
And I'm Bakari Savage. It's win or go home tonight for the Leafs as they take on the Panthers in Game 6.
CP24's Arda Zakarian is live at Maple Leaf Square, where anxious fans will be gathering once again. Yes, they're anxious, but they're also excited, Arda.
Excited, anxious, dedicated. The real, true Maple Leaf fans are out here. This is where they're going to go inside and do the tailgate. That opens at 6 o'clock. You know, they've been here, rain or shine. That dedication really shines through. If you ask anyone in this lineup, they'll tell you that they bleed blue and white. This lineup's gotten actually pretty long since we last spoke about half an hour ago. It's gotten really long right now. With me is Jennifer and Carrie. We had a goalie scope from far away there, of course. How are you guys feeling now?
We're pumped for tonight. We believe they're going to take it home tonight and bring us to Game 7. Absolutely. And win it in Game 7. We've got it, boys. Let's go! Go Leafs, go!
So I don't want to think about the past because it was devastating for all of us, but how do you put such a loss behind you and look toward the future?
You just got to learn from the mistake and fix it for the next game. That's it. Move forward, man.
All forward. No looking back. Let's just go forward, guys. We got it.
Yes, forget about what happened. It's a new page today. What do you think we learned from that game, though?
Oh, hopefully Matthew shows up tonight. That's it.
Yes, absolutely. I think everybody's counting on him.
We just got to keep on them. You know, don't let them have their chances. Get in there, dig in. get in there and get everything done.
Do you have a favorite player that you're looking towards?
Stoley's out. He's out. But go Wall. You got it.
Yes. Do you have a favorite one? Matthews.
Yes. He's coming tonight. I'm telling you, he's coming.
Yeah. He's been saving it for this game.
He's saving it for this one.
Okay, can I get everybody to a Go Leafs go?
Go Leafs go! Go Leafs go!
Amazing. It's so great. They're so excited, so hyped up for tonight's game. Of course, puck drops at 8 o'clock in Florida. Back to you.
All right, CP24's Arda Sakaria, get in the crowd hype. We love it. Thanks a lot, Arda.
Thanks, Arda.
And for the first time in, almost a decade, Leafs fans can watch the team's away game from inside Scotiabank Arena.
CP24's Melissa Duggan joins us live with those details on this evening's special viewing party. This doesn't happen often, Melissa.
Ain't no party like a Game 6 party here in the 6. We're expecting thousands of fans to fill the lower bowl of Scotiabank Arena tonight. Tickets sold out for the big event because, as you mentioned, it is so rare. And this is a chance to catch a playoff game sitting inside Scotiabank Arena, getting the drinks, getting the food that they normally serve up during other games. So you could have that experience as well. Even the anthems are going to be sung live, so it's a whole thing. Cameron is joining me. You want to tell me what's going to happen tonight, Cameron?
I think that the Florida Panthers are going to score, and then the Leafs are going to come back and win.
Okay, so it's going to look a little on edge at the beginning, and then the Leafs are going to soar and win Game 6. How did you feel after the last game?
Horrible.
I know. Just trying to forget that one, right? Who's your favorite player and why?
Marner and Matthews.
Oh, you're wearing a Matthews t-shirt right now, too. Why are they your favorite?
Because they're one of the best players on the teams, and I've met them both.
Okay, so if you had to give any advice to the Maple Leafs, because they might be watching right now, what would you tell them?
Make sure you win.
Make sure you win. Some fabulous advice from Cameron here. And you want to say hi to your friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Hello, Dom. Hello, Max. Hello, Liam. And hi, Mom.
And hi, Mom at the end. And go Leafs go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for that, Cameron. I appreciate it. And Dad in the background over there. You got to give a shout out to the friends as well. Lots of friends going to be filling this place. There is going to be face painting. There will be photo booths and lots of activities, games, all that kind of thing. $15 to get in. It is going to charity. The proceeds will be, and yeah, just kind of a different thing to do. We have seen, that fan zone over in Maple Leaf Square where Arda is not too far away from me right now, full of fans every single time there was a game. But this, something a little bit new. So just to give you an idea, by the way, with both the square and Scotiabank Arena filled with fans, and of course the Jays game going on at the same time. A lot of sports fans downtown today. Back to you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's going to be busy inside and outside Scotiabank Arena. Melissa Duggan with the very latest. Thanks so much, Melissa. It's now 5:35, 27 degrees. That drive out there, ooh, not pretty. CP24's Adjouen Siayabwa has more on that. Adj.
Yeah, not pretty at all. I wouldn't describe it as that. I'd use another word, but I don't think it's safe for television, so we'll just keep it as not pretty. If you're on the eastbound lanes of the Gardner, though, you're running into a minor problem. This collision is partially in the right lane. So this is the eastbound Gardner ramp. It's the start of the ramp that takes you to Park Lawn. It is the right lane piece of it anyways that is blocked. So if you're a driver trying to make your way off at Park Lawn or you're on the Gardner, traffic really backing up from before Kipling. And then 401 East, very busy from Renforth out towards Yonge. If you can see just behind this pole, we were dealing with a stall. It was in the left lane. There's really not much of a shoulder here. So if you're driving through, take your time, drive with a bit of extra care and checking in on that barely moving Don Valley Parkway. It's very slow this hour as you head on the approach to Don Mills. Everything opens up once you hit the 401 on city streets. Crews on scene of a collision blocking lanes on Yonge and Steeles. I'll send it back to you both.
Okay, thanks, Adj.
You're welcome.
Traffic troubles on Highway 400 because of a group of escaped cows near Newmarket.
Yeah, we were just talking to the OPP's Carrie Schmidt about this. Chopper 24 over the scene at Highway 9. Check this out. It was quite the situation. One of the cows can be seen charging at an OPP officer who barely gets out of the way in time. The cow then walks into traffic, causing one driver to quickly hit their brakes. Police then decided to block traffic in both directions to corral the cow, which they were able to push off the highway and into a nearby field. OPP now say 2 cows have been corralled. 4 others remain in a field west of the 400.
Okay, those cows, of course, they led to a much slower start to the long weekend for some.
Yeah, and for more on how getting out of the city has been going, we turn to CTV Toronto's Janice Golding. Janice.
Hi, Lena. I can tell you that it is the start of the long weekend, the Victoria Day long weekend, which is, of course, the unofficial start to summer. And I can tell you a lot of people have been heading out of the city. The King City en route was just packed today with people packed and ready to get out of town. Of course, this is also Canada Road Safety Week. So as we head into the holiday long weekend, police officers across the country are joining together for a public awareness and traffic safety campaign that involves also Central Region OPP. And the OPP telling us last year of the 344 fatal collisions in our province on OPP patrolled roads, there were 95 accidents that were involving speeding, 80 involved an inattentive driver, 53 were linked to alcohol and drug abuse, and another 60 people weren't wearing their seatbelts. So they're saying a lot of these accidents were preventable. So they're asking people to play it safe, be careful, make sure you're wearing your seatbelt, keep your phone at your side, don't look at your phone, and make sure that you're not speeding. Here's what people had to say as they were heading out of town today.
Excited heading up to a cottage in Huntsville, Ontario.
I'm thrilled. We've been waiting for this for so long, and we're so excited to go kayaking up in Georgian Bay.
It's great, and the weather is just amazing.
So fishing, hanging out, cooking, eating. Yeah, definitely. Barbecuing, enjoying the nice weather.
So far, the OPP has responded to 86 fatal collisions, and of those collisions, 99 people were killed. Reporting live, I'm Janice Golding. Now back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Janice. And your long weekend plans may include the annual Victoria Day fireworks display at Ashbridges Bay Park Monday.
CP24, Steve Ryan joins us live with the preparations police are making for the large crowds that are expected. Their top priority, Steve, is to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, that's the goal, Lena, is to keep everyone safe. But keep in mind, anytime there is a large event, most of those officers that you see there are called in days off on overtime, and that's because the priority needs to be calls for service. So you might see a bunch of officers at one location. That has no effect on the response time for calls for service throughout the city. That is the priority for any police service, especially when it's big as the City of Toronto. So the officers that you will see at Ashbridges Bay Sunday into Monday, they are not going to be taken off the street. There's a lot of planning that goes in place ahead of time to make sure that all of this goes without as little interruption as possible. So come Sunday, you will see, again, heightened police presence in and around Ashbridges Bay leading into Victoria Day on Monday. Goal of the police during any of these large gatherings is to make sure that everybody has a good time and that is done safely. There's always a few that can ruin it for the many. So the police try to counteract that by being proactive, being present in high numbers, and that hopefully will discourage most people from acting out of line. And without even enforcing the law, just being present can assist in things going a lot smoother than if the police weren't there. So we can expect to see uniforms, ATVs, mounted, and all kinds of other investigative units will be around as well on the off chance that something does go south. But for the most part, the police are expected just to be there and allowing people to enjoy the Victoria Day celebration. Here's more from the Toronto Police who we heard from earlier on today. Let's listen.
Personal fireworks are not permitted in city parks or beaches. It is illegal to set them off, and you may be subject to fines if you're found doing so. The city will be providing a spectacular fireworks display so everybody can enjoy it safely. Drinking alcohol on the beach is not permitted. Bonfires are not permitted in parks, beaches, public safety, except for city-designated fire pits, which require a permit.
So worth repeating, no fireworks, personal fireworks on the beach. That's a bylaw that will be enforced. And drinking on the beach, again, is against the Liquor License Act. The police will enforce that as well, along with any other provincial offenses, bylaw offenses, and criminal offenses as well. Back to you guys.
Okay, live from TPS headquarters, CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan. Steve, thank you. It's 5:42, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
We are following the latest from London, Ontario, where the sexual assault trial of 5 former World Junior hockey players is continuing by judge only. Our Jalou has the latest next.
For the second time, jurors in the sexual assault trial of 5 former World Junior Hockey players in London, Ontario, have been dismissed.
CP24's Sija Liu joins us with more on why that is. Sija.
Well, Lena Bakari, you ask why, and that is because jurors complained that 2 of the defense lawyers were acting inappropriately. So today, the judge in this case, Justice Maria Carosia, dismissed the jury but did not give a reason. This is now the second time in this trial that there was a mistrial since it started in late April. Over the past 3 weeks, we heard from multiple witnesses, including the complainant known as EM. She testified for 9 days about an alleged sexual assault at a London hotel room in 2018. The 5 players accused, Michael McLeod, Alex Formenton, Dillon, Dube, Foote, and Carter Hart, have all pleaded not guilty. Now, this latest turn of events happened yesterday after a juror passed a note to the judge that outlined concerns with Dan Brown and Hillary Dudding. These are the lawyers representing Alex Formenton. That note reads in part, multiple jury members feel we are being judged and made fun of by lawyers Brown and Dudding. Every day when we enter the courtroom, they observe us, whisper to each other, and turn to each other and laugh as if they're discussing our appearance. This is unprofessional and unacceptable. This morning, Justice Carosia called in the jury, dismissed them all, and said this case is proceeding with just a judge-alone trial. Now, we also got a statement from Formenton's legal team that denies the allegations made by the jurors, calling this an unfortunate misinterpretation. It goes on to say no defense counsel would risk alienating a juror, and nothing could be further from the truth in this instance. It also says the very idea of counsel making light of a juror is illogical and runs directly counter to our purpose and function. Earlier today, we spoke to defense lawyer Kim Schofield. Here's her take on the situation.
I know the 2 defense counsel in question. I'm confident that this didn't happen, that they weren't in fact making fun of jurors. Why would you? You're trying to convince them of the innocence of your client. Why would you? Now, the issue, though, is the perception that it happened. So sometimes I think because we're in the middle of this. We see terrible things every day. We represent people charged with terrible crimes. And sometimes we're maybe approach it a little too lighthearted to the public perception.
And after the judge ruling today, the trial resumed with no further delays. But Lena and Bakari, we're still set to hear from dozens of witnesses, so still many weeks left to go in this trial.
Okay, Sija Liu joining us live from the newsroom. Thanks a lot. Right now it's 5:47, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
A new report recommends phasing out door-to-door mail delivery by Canada Post. Those details and reaction from the union. That's coming up next. Welcome back. A report into the labor dispute at Canada Post recommends phasing out daily door-to-door letter delivery, but delivery to businesses should be maintained.
The Industrial Inquiry Commission says that Canada Post must have the flexibility to hire part-time employees to deliver parcels on the weekend and to assist with the volume during the week. The report was called for. This is after Ottawa asked the Federal Labor Board to send postal employees back to work last year to end a strike that was disrupting holiday mail deliveries.
And Canada Post CEO has also responded, saying this report provides Canada Post, Cup W, our employees and all Canadians with a frank and straightforward assessment of the challenges we face. We welcome the report's recommendations and will work with our bargaining agents and our shareholder, the Government of Canada, to address our challenges and secure a sustainable path forward. And for more on these recommendations and concerns about another potential Canada Post strike, we're joined live tonight by Mark Levinsky, president of the Toronto local of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. Good to be with you, and thanks for your time. So the company says these recommendations could really provide a path to preservation of Canada Post as a vital national institution, but I'm sure you're really disappointed about this. Give me your initial thoughts.
Well, thank you, Lena and Bakari, for inviting me today. One thing I need to correct, in your report, you said the CRB recommended this one 2-day delivery. That's incorrect. It was the Kaplan Commission report done by one person, a commissioner, that was part of his report. But Canada Post, a full mandate review for Canada Post is long overdue. overdue. You know, it has to be a review that must be fully public with hearings and provide with adequate resources and realistic timelines. What I did, the first thing when I got home, I checked my mail. It's a cherished institution. Canada Post letter mail is cherished by the middle class, by many Canadians. It's something that it cannot be decided by Canada Post. It's something that cannot be decided by one commissioner. It's something that the Canadian public needs to look at. And a reasonable, fair review needs to be done.
Okay, along with that, Mark, phasing out door-to-door delivery service. What exactly is that, and who's going to hurt the most?
It's gonna hurt the most is the customers, the people that receive their mail daily. It's a cherished institution. People look daily for their mail. Not only mail is delivered daily, but there's ad mail, other items that give a lot of income to Canada Post. So for us to simply here to discuss this, taking away daily delivery of mail is not fair. It has to be a full mandate review of the Canada Post Act. The public needs to be involved.
And finally, I want to ask you about something that's on the minds of many Canadians and certainly small businesses as they brace for another potential Canada Post strike. Are you able to give us any sense of what is happening behind the scenes and the impact that you're hearing about?
Canada Post has walked away from the bargaining table. Our union is at the bargaining table. We want to negotiate a fair collective agreement at the bargaining table. What I see happening is Canada Post is sabotaging its own business. It's sabotaging Canada Post. It has been doing this for years with the losses. There's no one accountable. Who is suffering is the workers right now, small businesses. I'm getting calls from everyone asking what is happening. It's the government that made a pause. They made a pause to May the 22nd. We're around on May 22nd. We're discussing door-to-door delivery, a daily door-to-door delivery. That's not what we should be discussing. We should be discussing a contract that is reasonable and that is fair. And we need to continue on the postal service. We cannot be sabotaging Canada Post, the postal system, which is happening now. I received many emails, just like everyone, every viewer you had, regarding a possible strike or lockout. None of our members want to go on strike. We were on strike. Canada Post, the union, the government paused the strike between Canada Post and the union, and now they want to restart it. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But, you know,
We've run out of time here, Mark, so I've got to cut you off there, but we so appreciate you giving us this update. Mark Levinsky, president of the Toronto Local of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Bakari.
It's 5:55, 27 degrees. This is Live at 5.
And we are now counting down to puck drop as the Leafs try to stay alive tonight against the Panthers in Florida. More on the anticipation here in our city. That's next.
All right, fans are getting ready for the must-win Game 6. It's happening tonight.
Yeah, let's go live once more to CP24's Melissa Duggan inside Scotiabank Arena. Melissa.
On the brink of elimination or on the edge of glory, it is choose your own adventure here. I'm outside of Scotiabank Arena. This is where thousands of fans are going to be going in to watch the game. Of course, the Leafs not playing at home tonight. They are in Florida, but there's a viewing party where fans are buying tickets for $15 a pop to be able to watch the Leafs in their playoff action. Full force. You guys are going to be going in there. 7 o'clock is when they're opening up the doors, so you're nice and early. Why'd you decide to come out here?
Honestly, I love the Leafs. I wanted to go to the tailgate, so I can't get that because they sell out within seconds. So I'm like, $15 for a ticket to go see this? Yeah, not too bad.
And you've got a good record when you're watching the Leafs.
They're 2-0 when I'm here, so honestly, I'd say that's pretty good.
We need it. Tell me, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
I think we're going to win 4-2, hopefully. Really looking forward to this game. And I really hope the Core 4 shows up. I think they will.
Totally. Listen, I like that confidence. I like that spirit. We're going to take you inside Scotiabank Arena a little bit later tonight. For now, I'm going to toss it back to you.
All right. I'm so nervous and so excited at the same time. Melissa Duggan reporting. Thanks so much. And thank you for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.